Hi, I'm Linda, and this is my partner, Ann. This is Prop 15. You'll see this on your ballot as increases funding for public schools, community colleges, and local government services by changing tax assessment of commercial and industrial property. It's an initiative constitutional amendment. So, Ann, will you please tell us Prop 15's question?
Sure, Linda. Prop 15 asks, should large commercial and industrial properties, except those used for agriculture, be periodically reassessed and taxed based on market value, with the additional tax revenue going to local schools and communities?
Thanks, Ann. And what is the current situation?
Well, currently, commercial and industrial property taxes are a major source of funding for counties, cities, schools, and special districts. But today, a significant number of large commercial and industrial properties in California are assessed far below market value. Over time, this underassessment has meant less revenue to fund schools and critical services.
And how did that come to be?
Well, 40 years ago, voters passed Proposition 13, which froze property values at 1976 levels, allowing for reassessment only when property is sold. Residential property is sold on average every 10 years, while commercial and industrial properties sell much less frequently.
What does Prop 15 propose?
Prop 15 will require commercial and industrial properties valued at more than $3 million to be reassessed at least every 3 years and taxed based on current market value. It eliminates personal property tax on equipment, computers, and fixtures for small businesses and provides a $500,000 per year exemption for all other businesses.
How about residential property and farms?
Prop 15 will not impact residential properties. This includes houses, apartments, mobile home parks, anything residential, whether owned or rented. Property used for agriculture is also exempt. Residential and agricultural properties will not be reassessed until sold. They will continue to be taxed based on purchase price.
How will the additional revenue be distributed?
40% of the additional revenue will go to K-12 schools and community colleges, and 60% to city and county governments and special districts. The money for schools will be held in a special fund and must add to, not replace, current school funding. The money for schools will be distributed according to the standard local control funding formula with the added guarantee that all schools must receive a share. Money for local governments will be distributed to cities, counties, and special districts in the usual way.
What about accountability?
Prop 15 requires all recipients to publicly disclose the amount of money they receive each year and how this money is spent.
What is the fiscal effect of Prop 15?
According to the Legislative Analyst's Office, increased property taxes on commercial and industrial properties worth more than $3 million will provide approximately $6.5 to $11.5 billion yearly in new funding to local governments and schools. Property taxes on business equipment probably would be several $100 million lower per year.
What do supporters say?
Well, supporters say that this measure ends the unfair property tax system that allows a fraction of commercial and industrial property owners to avoid paying their fair share of taxes. They also say that Prop 15 guarantees that every school district, charter school, and community college district will receive additional funding. And this measure helps small businesses by eliminating the current business personal property tax.
What do opponents say?
Opponents say that the measure will raise taxes on business property, which will ultimately be passed on to consumers in the form of increased costs on just about everything people buy and use. If businesses lose their Prop 13 protections, homeowners will be next. This initiative is the first step in a plan to end Prop 13 protections for all California homeowners. They also say that Prop 15 would accelerate business flight out of California.
A yes vote on Prop 15 means commercial and industrial property worth more than $3 million, except those used for agriculture, will be taxed based on current market value. The increased revenue will provide new funding for public schools and local governments. A no vote means commercial and industrial properties will continue to be taxed based on purchase price. Thank you, Anne.
Thank you, Linda.